Have you ever felt like something's off? Like there's this pressure building inside your chest, but you can't explain it. You tell yourself you're fine, you push through, you bury it. But here's what nobody tells you. Your buried emotions aren't just sitting there quietly. They're sending you a warning. And if you keep ignoring it, your brain will make you pay in ways you didn't see coming. This isn't about being in touch with your feelings. This is about survival. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why the most dangerous thing you can do is pretend you're okay when you're not. The insecurity hook. Let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like you're the only one who's holding it together? Like everyone around you is living their life, posting their wins, talking about their goals, and you're just there, smiling, nodding, pretending. You've trained yourself to be the chill one, the one who doesn't complain, the one who doesn't need help. But underneath, there's anger you don't understand, anxiety that hits you at 3 a.m., a sadness that shows up out of nowhere. And you bury it, because that's what you've been taught to do. But here's the problem. Your brain doesn't forget. The biological truth. Every emotion you suppress, your brain files it away. Not in some abstract subconscious. I'm talking about your amygdala, the part of your brain that's literally hardwired to keep you alive. And when you bury emotions, your amygdala starts treating them like threats, like warnings. The warning system. Think about it. Why do you feel that knot in your stomach before a text conversation? Why does your chest tighten when someone asks, "Are you okay?" Why do you get irrationally angry over small things? Because your buried emotions are trying to surface, and they're getting louder. Here's what's happening inside your brain. Phase 1, suppression. You feel something, you ignore it. Your prefrontal cortex, the logical part, overrides your amygdala, the emotional part. You think you won. You didn't. Phase 2, storage. That emotion doesn't disappear. It gets stored as unresolved stress. Your body starts producing cortisol, the stress hormone. Your nervous system stays on high alert. Phase 3, the warning. Weeks, months, maybe years later, your body starts breaking down. Insomnia, brain fog, random panic, digestive issues. You think it's just stress, but it's not. It's your buried emotions forcing their way out. And here's the part that'll mess with your head. You've been doing this for so long, you don't even recognize the warning anymore. The male insecurity angle. Especially if you're a guy. You've been told your whole life, man up, don't be soft, handle it. So you do. You handle it by shutting it down, by pretending you don't care, by turning pain into productivity. But your brain doesn't care about your ego, it cares about survival. The dark consequence. So what happens when you ignore the warning? You disconnect. Not from other people, from yourself. You start feeling numb. Nothing excites you the way it used to. You're not depressed exactly, you're just flat, empty, like you're watching your life from the outside. Psychologists call this emotional blunting, and it's one of the most common side effects of long-term emotional suppression. But it gets worse. Your relationships suffer, because when you can't access your own emotions, you can't read other people's. You become distant, cold. People say you've changed, but you haven't changed. You've just buried so much there's nothing left on the surface. Your decision-making breaks down. Emotions aren't the opposite of logic. They're part of it. Every decision you make is influenced by emotional data. When you cut that off, you start making decisions that don't align with what you actually want. You chase things that don't fulfill you. You stay in situations that drain you, because you've lost access to your internal compass. And eventually, your body forces a shutdown. Panic attacks, burnout, chronic illness, depression that hits you like a freight train out of nowhere. Because your buried emotions were never the problem. Ignoring the warning was. The reversal. But here's where it gets interesting. What if I told you that the warning itself is the superpower? The reframe. Your buried emotions aren't trying to destroy you. They're trying to protect you. Think about it. That anxiety before a conversation? It's your brain saying, "This relationship matters, pay attention." That random sadness? It's your body saying, "You've been running too long, slow down." That anger? It's a boundary being violated. Your emotions are data, and when you bury them, you're ignoring the most accurate feedback system you have. Here's the shift. Stop treating your emotions like problems to solve. Start treating them like signals to decode. When you feel something uncomfortable, don't ask, "How do I make this go away?" Ask, "What is this trying to tell me?" Because here's the truth most people will never understand. The people who seem the most emotionally intelligent aren't the ones who don't feel. They're the ones who feel deeply and actually listen. They use the warning system. They don't override it. And that gives them an edge you can't fake. The practical shift. So how do you start listening? The method. Step 1. Name it. When you feel something, don't bury it. Label it. I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Naming an emotion reduces its intensity by 30 to 40%, according to neuroscience research. Step 2. Ask the question. What is this emotion trying to protect me from? Not, "Why am I being weak?" Not, "Why can't I handle this?" But, what's the warning? Step 3. Take one small action. You don't have to fix the emotion. Just acknowledge it. Journal for 2 minutes. Text a friend. Go for a walk. Let your nervous system know, "I heard the warning." Step 4. The 5-second honesty check. Next time someone asks if you're okay, and your gut says no, but your mouth wants to say, "Fine," pause. For 5 seconds. You don't have to trauma dump. You don't need a full explanation. You've broken the performance. And here's what happens when you do this consistently. You stop living in constant defense mode. Your nervous system starts to trust you again. You rebuild the connection between what you feel and what you do. Because here's the truth. Vulnerability isn't weakness. It's intelligence. The guys who are actually winning, they're not the ones pretending they have it all together. They're the ones who are honest about the fight, who admit when they're struggling, who use their emotions as fuel instead of pretending they don't exist. Closing. Your buried emotions are a warning, and the sooner you listen, the sooner you stop living in survival mode and start living in alignment. So ask yourself, what have you been ignoring? What's the warning you've been too afraid to hear? Because the answer to that question, that's where your power is. If this hit different, drop a comment and let me know what emotion you've been burying the longest. And if you're ready to stop pretending, hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.